Hey, hey, I'm gonna adjust. All right, hey, everybody, group members, y'all, all y'all. Did you know that y'all, all y'all is plural for y'all? All right, so as usual, let's just share this sucker. How was everybody's Labor Day weekend? Am I the only one that just tends to get those two confused? I always want to say Memorial Day, even though I know it's not. I know it's Labor Day, but I want to go Memorial Day. Just it's an urge I have. But was it prosperous for you? Did you labor on Labor Day? Raise your hand if you labored on Labor Day. I labored on Labor Day. Let's see here, 10. There we go. Um, and why wouldn't you? Right? Like it's the celebration of labor. Like you should labor if it's Labor Day, right? I think what's important though is that we recognize how that like you should work hard for what you want and that you're going to require some things in order to do that efficiently and effectively, which I think is important, especially that's one share when it comes to what we're going to be talking about today, which is going to be persistence and commitment. Now, who read Grant's Strategy of the Week? All right, here we go. Talking about persistence and commitment. Who's with me? Question mark. All right, perfect. Hey, so for those of you that have already tuned in, thank you so much for being here. Let's get on with this thing because it's Tuesday. Normally we do these on Wednesdays, but because we had a holiday and I was laboring, I thought, hey, you know what? Let me just let everybody either labor or continue with the barbecue, and we'll come in on Tuesday, and then we'll be back to our regular scheduled time Monday nights. But so if you did not catch Grant Strategy Week, and if you're not already subscribed to Grant Cardone's Success Strategy of the Week, please do so. If you want to get on it, just shoot me an email, david@grantcardone.com. Let me know who you are. Let me know your email address, and I'll make sure you get on that thing. Now, listen, 75, if not 85, maybe even 90% of what we do here, 100% free. Okay, we want to be able to exchange with our clients in abundance, whether they're giving us money or not. And so one of the things that's important to that is to make sure that we give you something every single week that if you take it and you implement it, you will see a result in your business, a result in your personal growth, a result in your sales, something. But if you take what we're putting out there, if you pick up what we're putting down, you will get something back. I promise you that. Okay. And that's even before you exchange any money with us. Okay. So Grant Strategy of the Week covers two very, very important words for success. The first word is persistence. The second word is commitment. And if you want to be successful in anything, you have to have both of those two things. What I like about this idea is that it's pretty simple. Okay. So Grant opens up the strategy of the week with just an in-your-face statement. He says, let the truth of this hit you as it may. You won't get jacked hitting the gym once. You just won't. Okay? So it's not going to do anything for you. Well, you're going to get sore and you're going to get pissed off, and that's about it. Okay? But what's up, Ray? Ray is here. Thank you for being here. If you go to the gym once a week, you get sore, you get pissed off, and that's about it. Nothing really good is going to come from it. Certainly not looking better naked. Because if you want to look better naked, not only do you need to go to the gym with frequency and regularity, you need to be doing the right workouts, and you need to be consuming the right foods. Right? So you're going to need some commitment to go to the gym, and you're going to need to persist through that. So when Grant says, you won't get jacked hitting the gym once, that's exactly what he means. Now, if you look at some other things that require commitment and persistence, you've got a couple examples here. You won't get rested sleeping just once, right? You need to repeat a sleep cycle consistently. And that goes in partial to getting jacked, right? Because you got it. Your body does not get buff at the gym. It gets buff at night when you sleep and when you recover. It gets buff when you're not at the gym. Okay, so you're not going to get fat. Here's a good dichotomy. You won't get fat eating a pizza, but you will get fat if you eat pizza every single night Follow? Okay. You're not going to get rich on one deal. Okay. You're going to get rich making deal after deal after deal after deal, right? And there's a couple other examples that he mentions in the strategy. So the examples are endless, right? So persistence, as far as I'm concerned, is probably got to be one of the most valuable assets you need if you want to be successful in anything. Whether that's getting buff or getting jacked, going to the gym, you want to lose some weight, you want to have a better relationship, you want to have a better career, you have to stay persistent. Okay, if you're creating something, it's a virtue, Grant says. So what I wanted to do is, well, first of all, this reminds me of a great quote. There's a video out there on YouTube where Grant talks about if you do push-ups once a week, just eat cookies, which makes a ton of sense and ties into this. But before we get any further, what I wanted to do is just let's look at the definition and maybe even the history of these words. So if you look up the definition of the word persistent, let's do that. You want to do that? Here we go. So definition of persistent: existing for a long or longer than usual time or continuously. Effective in the open, it doesn't make any sense. Continuing or inclined to persist in a course. There we go, okay? What course are you on? Where are you headed? This is where you're at right now. This is your reality of the situation. This is where you want to be. Okay, we're going to close that gap, and you have to stay in this in order to reach it. So persistence is the root word. Let's look up the etymology of persistence. Origin is French. Persistant. Okay. Root word or root meanings: continuous, continuing, steadfastly. Love that. Okay. So when you think about things that you're trying to create in your life, are you continuing steadfastly? Are you committed? Which brings us to the next word. That's part of steadfast, right? So if you look at commitment, an agreement or pledge to do something in the future. Okay, just stop right there. An agreement or pledge to do something in the future. Now, for those of you that are new to the Cardone scene, one of the things that Grant talks about, which changed a lot for me personally, was to think about where you're at right now, think about where you want to go, and instead of you going to the future, what can you do to literally pull the future to you? Okay, so there's a decision you have to make about what you want. So we're talking about hitting your goals. Okay, we're talking about persisting through that and going to it. Okay, but what's more important now that you're committed to doing it, and you know exactly what it is that you want and where you're going, is that you're literally pulling the future to you, and maybe even pulling yourself into the future through your actions. Okay, so it's an agreement or a pledge to do something in the future, which I love that. Another definition is something pledged. It's the state or an instance of being obligated or emotionally impelled. Not impaled, but impelled, meaning you're forced. Okay, so commitment, etymology. I love word origins. I think it's very, very important. Action of officially consigning to the custody of the state. Means when you get committed. Okay. Okay. The pledging or engaging of oneself. Okay. A pledge, a promise. Okay. So if you're married, you're in a committed relationship. Even if you're not married and you're still committed to your partner, it's a committed relationship. Okay. If you're after success, if you want to create success in your life, you have to commit. It's the first thing you have to do. You got to make that commitment first, and you got to persist until you reach it. Okay. So Grant also tells us that you're going to hit times of difficulty. There will be opposition, okay, and failure. You will fail. But there's no real failure unless you quit. That's right. Okay. So if you can't persist, doesn't matter what it is, you're going to fail because you're going to quit. Okay. All difficulties can be overcome by the right amount of effort, and that is going to require commitment and persistence while you try to figure it out. Okay, this takes us all the way back childhood, right? Little engine that could, and that's the first thing that just popped in my head. I think I can, I think I can, I think I can, I think I can. He's getting higher and higher and higher. He's like, I know I can, I know I can, I know I can, I know I can. Okay, no, I can, right? So if you're not committed, you will not get results, at least not the ones that you want, right? Because if you're not committed, then what do? You make excuses why it didn't happen. You could blame, come up with excuses as to time, this happened, that happened, right? Okay, so no commitment equals no results. That is a takeaway. In fact, you might want to even write that down and put it on a Post-it note and put it somewhere. So anytime you feel like giving up, anytime you feel like quitting, anytime you feel like you've done just enough, no commitment equals no results. Am I committed? Can I do one more? Okay, so you want to commit and commit all the way. So Grant gives us a pledge that we can do. Okay, so I'm going to do it right now because I'm committed and I'm persistent as hell to a fault. I am committed to quit making excuses and just make it happen. You might even want to write this on a Post-it note too. No commitment equals no results, and then right below it, you should have this, and you should put this on your phone, at your desk, in your wallet, somewhere, the toilet, somewhere where you're going to see it all the time, maybe a mirror, okay? I am committed to quit making excuses and just make it happen. I am committed to staying focused on what I want. I am committed to making my goals and dreams come true because of my actions. Okay, these are things that are not going to just happen. Even the lottery, you got to buy a ticket to win that deal, right? Okay, so your commitment and your persistence generates actions, things that you start doing every single day, and it's what you do every single day that is going to create that and literally pull the future into you. Okay, so, and this is anything. This is, you want to look better naked. Okay, you want to get rich. You want to have a better relationship with somebody. Could be the man upstairs, could be your partner, could be a friend, could be brother, mother, father, right? You got to commit. Who's ever been in a dysfunctional relationship with a family member? You know it could be better, you know it should be better, and they've got some issues, you've got some issues, but if you commit to it and you stay persistent to it, eventually you break through, right? And you have something. And if you think about the relationships you've really had to work for and work hard on, it's worth it, right? Of course it is. Okay, so Grant goes on to say nobody ever accomplishes anything doing something once. So that's the moral of the story. So when you think about the things that you are doing every single day, if you want to know what you're committed to now, if there's any kind of uncertainty about where your commitment lies and what you're persisting on, just look at your daily activity. Just inventory what you did yesterday or today or tomorrow. Maybe go back last month. Right? We're in September now. Look at all your activities in August. And that's what you're committed to. True, right? It's a pretty easy thing to figure out, right? So Buddha says, which is a great quote that we use here, right? And a good reminder is that the stream beats the rock, right? Here's the Buddha quote: in the confrontation between the stream and the rock, the stream always wins. Not through strength, but through perseverance. And it reminds me of another Bruce Lee quote about be water, right? Because water can flow and it can crash. Be water, my friend. So it's constantly going. Now, what I want to give you so you can take with you is there are two reasons why people, myself included, do not stay committed and why we do not persist. Okay, what do you think those two things are? Okay, you give up? All right, I'll tell you. It's lack of knowledge and it's lack of practice/experience. All right, so Think about something that you've wanted that you didn't have, that you don't have now. Think about something that you wanted. Think about something you quit on. Think about something you gave up on. Think about something that you tried for and you didn't get. You got it? Okay. Number one, there was something about attaining it you didn't know. So maybe you still don't know because you don't have it. Once you know how to get something, you didn't practice it enough. You didn't persist. You didn't do it over and over and over and over again. So if you want to make this a rudimentary example, if you think about baseball, for example, hitting a home run at a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Now, even the best baseball players miss, strike out, do not get on base 70% of the time. The people that get paid the most to play baseball fail 70% of the time. But there's two things that they do. Number one, they study. They know baseball. They know their bat. They know their strike zone. They know what the other pitcher's up to. They know what his windup looks like. They know how to swing. They know. Not even but, forget but, and they practice. They're in batting cages, okay? They're at regular practice. Between innings, they practice. Before they step up to the plate, they practice. Okay, they practice. And they create experiences to have in a non-threatening way, if you will. Meaning what? Meaning that's what the practice is about. They don't try a new play in the middle of a game. That would be stupid. But they'll learn from that experience, so there's something from it, but it's probably not the smartest way to learn, right? So, if you don't know what you're doing, you are not going to like it. If you don't know how to get the right result from your effort, you're not going to keep going. You will not persist. You will quit. Okay? So anytime there is a no, N-O, it's usually a lack of K-N-O-W. Now that's right out of Grant's book, The Closer Survival Guide. If you don't have it, you actually can get a copy for free. And if you'd like a link to get that, all you got to do is pay for shipping. Send an email to me, david@grantcardone.com, and I'll send you the link. You can get it for free, and we'll send it out to you, right? Service is senior to selling. Okay, so then the second thing is you got to apply that knowledge in a practice setting, okay, so that you're not actually just learning from experience, real experience, you're creating experiences that you can learn from. It puts you in charge of that thing. Okay, so you want to practice before implementation. So and think about this for a second. Find me one football player. I'm getting off baseball now. Find me one football player. Find me one MMA fighter. One of them. Just find me one that would willingly put in a new technique or a new move right into a fight or right into a game without trying it or practicing it first. One. Find me one. They're not out there. Okay. Why? That's just kind of stupid. Andy Carr, I know you. Hey, thank you for being here. You're coming in on the end, Andy, good buddy. But we're talking about persistence and commitment, what those two words mean. We're basically debriefing Grant's strategy of the week. That's the short version of that. So when you talk about the two reasons why you're not going to persist, which is what I just left off on, it's because of a lack of knowledge and a lack of practice. And so when you don't have those two things, you will not stay committed and you will not persist towards your goal. So let's bring all of this back to sales, which is the intention of all of this, is to bring it all back to sales. So if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to stay at it, you're not going to like it, and you're going to quit, and you're not going to persist, and you're going to uncommit. So what a successful sales team does, just like a football team, like I mentioned before, is you practice before you put it into play, but you also study your craft. Okay, so if you think about an actor for a second, cool, awesome, man, good to hear you had a monster month. Congratulations, that's fantastic, and I look forward to hearing from you. So if you think about an actor, right, would an actor ever once step on stage without, number one, learning his lines, study, knowing his craft, okay, and then rehearsing? Of course not. Okay, so and in sales, You know, a football game is like once or twice a week, right? Baseball is a little bit more frequent. MMA fights are like spread out over a 6-month period, right? Or 6 weeks, right? So you'll see fighters fight maybe 2 or 3 times a year. Some fighters only fight once or twice a year, okay? And so the preparation leading up to that has got to be big, right? So when you get in that cage or when you get on that field, that is game time. Now, if you're in sales, it's game day every day. But the disconnect is so many sales managers and leaders and even salespeople feel like, well, because I do it every day, then therefore I'm excused from practice. No, you're not. Okay? Nobody in their right mind takes the field without warming up. Actor does not take the stage without warming up his voice and reviewing his lines. Football player does not get on without warming up and stretching out. Same thing with a baseball player, definitely a mixed martial artist. You're not going to do it. So this is the advantage, and here comes the call to action. This is the advantage of why Cardone University has been so beneficial for over 10,000 companies and small businesses. It literally gives you a place to go as a sales professional to warm up before you take the field. So you get your mind right, but it also gives you a place to study your craft. You're a sales professional. You need to study your craft. You need to study it every single day, right? And then you get this opportunity to practice. You can practice inside our quick fix closes section, right? With Grant. Grant drops a close on you. You repeat it back. Do you like the way it sounds? Do you like the way it feels? Is it yours? Did you make it yours? Can you duplicate it? Love it. Yeah, great. I don't like it. Watch it again. I like it better. Watch it again. I love it, right? Over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Now, if you've got somebody to role play with, that's the most important thing. So do a little bit of study every single day. Even if you're not at Cardone University, study your craft every single day. Period. No exceptions, no excuses. Study your craft every single day. Secondly, practice your craft every single day, okay? This is warm up. And if you don't have somebody to role play with, flashcards. If you've got a smartphone, then you've got a voice recorder. So record yourself dropping a close, record yourself handling a mock phone call, practice it, listen to it. Do you like it? Did it sound good? Did it sound natural? Was it fresh? If not, keep going, right? Dedicate 20 minutes a day to 20 minutes of study and 20 minutes of practice. That's 40 minutes before you start. Okay. Now, if you don't have Cardone University and you want to see how easy Cardone University makes doing that, I got free access for you. Whoa. Okay. If you're a sales manager, I want to give you 7 days free access to the program from a management standpoint, so you can see some things you can do with it to help your sales guys, number one, warm up for a shift. Number two, get real role play in with some consistency, and then also give you some tools you need to keep your head on right, as well as lead meetings, right? Do one-on-one coaching, real-time solutions, on the fly as it's happening. You need to help somebody out, right? What to do. 82% of the managers we talk to, they're like too busy. Okay, so can we give you a solution? Now, if you're a single salesperson, I want to give you some free access as well, okay, so that you can actually get in there and start working through this yourself. Now, how do you do that? Same thing I've been talking about. Shoot me an email, david@grantcardone.com. But you're also welcome to check out cardonesolutions.com/10x your team. So for managers, you can see some really cool video in there on effective methodology to sales training. And then also salespeople, you can fill out a form and that'll get me in contact with you so you can start getting some free access and take advantage of that. Okay. So thank you so much. I'm going to pop back in on Thursday. I got another thing I want to cover with you guys. And I think I might start making Thursday a regular appearance as well. Hopefully this added some value to you. Thank you guys for being here. Good to see you, Andy. Hit me up on that replay. And yes, I look forward to hearing from you. Thank you again, Ray, for being here as well. Appreciate everybody's commentary. Have an awesome rest of your week. Remember, commit first, figure the rest out later, and then persist. Do not uncommit. Okay. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you guys soon.